that lunchroom chatter podcast, you know? Will you sit up and think about fucking your girl's best friend, but you can't because your girl's a fighter and she'll fuck you up? This that lunchroom chatter podcast where you lay up and think about being a porn star, but you can't because you come too quick, so you gotta eat the pussy for 95 minutes. That kind of shit. This that lunchroom chatter podcast where you in bed at night thinking about beating your meat, but you can't because you live with your mama. And she bust in the room and said, bitch, get the fuck up. Mama, why you ain't knock on the door first? This that kind of shit. Where you can be yourself, where you can relax, where you could put yourself into the mind of another nigga. So stay tuned. Let's get this shit poppin'. Lunchroom Chatter Podcast, baby.
Yes, sir. You guys are now locked into a brand new episode of that.
Brand new LCP.
Man, it's a couple things to get to this week on the LCP. Man, but the first thing I want to start at, man, as we all know, the presidential race is in full effect. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Kamala has officially, now we knew Kamala was going to be the Democratic nominee, but she was officially given the Democratic nominee at the DNC convention. Clap it up. But all you motherfuckers out there, every single one of you motherfuckers out there who thought Beyonce was going to show up and perform at the fucking convention, boo. Beyonce was not showing up. Now, again, Beyonce's, well, not Beyonce's team, but Kamala's team said that we're not going to have Beyonce be there because Beyonce's presence alone would upstage Kamala. And that's a fact. All of you motherfuckers out there who was on fucking the Shade Room, TMZ, and thought that Beyonce Giselle Knowles was going to show up at the fucking convention and perform Halo. I'm trying to be respectful, but you a stupid motherfucker. You a stupid motherfucker if you thought Beyonce was going to show up at the fucking convention and get down on stage and perform Bootylicious. It was not happening. Boo one more time, bitch. You fucking bad. That's all you're going to get. But, man, Donald Trump, man, I feel like Donald Trump is fucking scrambling right now for the black vote. He's scrambling and, you know, everybody's scrambling. So, but we going to get to what Plies had to say because, again, Plies said that, you know, when he came out and he said that everybody questioning Kamala's policies and shit like that need to stop and just basically simply vote. Now, I don't agree because at the fucking Democratic, you know, National Convention, like there was rarely any talk about policies or what people are going to try to implement. The same thing from fucking Trump's side. The presidential race has become a battle of who can get the most celebrities on their side. Now, that's something I was hoping never happened, especially with the huge boom and the huge growth of social media and how it has made everything celebrity driven. But the fact that now the presidential race has become a battle of celebrities, it simply lets me know where we are in society, man. But Donald Trump, you know, again, he was pandering as always to where they had these black barbers, I believe from Chicago. They was talking about how they idolized Donald Trump in a way. And of course, Donald Trump seen it, and he spoke about how Donald Trump said he wanted to go to the barbershop in Chicago and get a haircut. I'm telling you right now, if Donald Trump show up with a high top fade, I'm done. I'm going to leave the U.S. I'm going to take my son, I'm going to grab my mama, and we are leaving the U.S. If Donald Trump show up at the fucking debate against Kamala Harris, I believe it's either September 9th or the 10th, and Donald Trump has a dark Caesar with a fucking star or a fucking logo carved into the side of his head because he went to a black barber, I'm taking my son, and we out this bitch. But this right here is a couple black barbers in Chicago at their barbershop talking about Donald Trump. So take a second. Listen to what they had to say.
Tours since '03. And it's really enlightening to hear individuals start to change their political direction. I think it's time that blacks in general need to boost our political IQ. Stop being blindly faithful to a one-party system that does not work for us. So I've always liked Donald Trump. You know, he was an icon for years in our community. And all of a sudden now he's this big Klansman.
What changed?
I think the I think the powers that be saw his potential in our community. If somebody, the Republicans started to come and really communicate in these communities, they'll come to barbershops and they'll start to see. We're talking the same language, but they don't know how to communicate. So they'd rather not do it.
So, Mr. President.
Now, hold on. Now, first of all, man, I want to clap it up, at least, for him expressing his opinion, because even if I don't always agree, I'm always going to appreciate other people expressing their opinions, especially now in 2024, where so many people are scared to even share an opinion that may stray from, quote unquote, the norm in society. A lot of what he said, I agree with. That a lot of times as black, humans, a lot of times we just vote Democratic simply because we believe that that's what we have to do. And again, I understand it because I know throughout my entire life, my mom has always been a Democrat. I'm a Democrat now, but we are getting to a place in society where you simply don't know who the fuck is for who. Like, everybody's pandering. Democrats pander, Republicans pander. So at this point, who the fuck do we vote for? It seemed as if the last, mature presidential race we had was probably not Donald Trump, was Barack Obama. I forgot who he went against. It might have been John McCain. It was that respect that they had for each other. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was John McCain, but I know he ran against somebody and somebody was criticizing or booing him. And Barack was like, we're not doing that. I respect my candidate. He respects me back. And it was mature. And they went up there. They had a debate. They spoke about policies and things that actually affected and mattered to humans. They ain't get up there with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is up there with every fucking drill rapper in the world trying to get the black vote. You got Kamala up there with fucking Meg Thee Stallion twerking on. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, we got to get past this shit, but I feel like now it's simply where we are, man. Celebrity culture has taken over the fucking presidential race. But this is what Donald Trump had to say. Again, pandering as always, responding to those black barbers, kind of heaping praise on them. So Donald Trump, come on, tell me what you had. How you feel, D-Tarp?
Barbershops, local communities, talking about the issues that matter to them.
And I am going to be doing that. I like that guy, and I like those people. And I watched yesterday as you did it. You are doing fantastically, by the way. I watched yesterday as you did the interviews. Those are great people. Those are people who just want safety. They don't want much. He wants to run his barbershop. The people that were getting the haircut, I was thinking about maybe going there myself because I like the work. Maybe they'd make my hair look better. I'd pay a lot of money for that haircut. They could make my hair look better. But, honestly, those are great people.
Barbershops, local.
I'm telling you right now, bro. If Donald...
A bullshit.
J. Trump show up with a fucking high top fade at the presidential debate, I'm not going to know what the fuck to do with myself. But again, I'm not going to be surprised because, like I said, everything is pandering at this point. So at this point, man, I don't give a fuck who win. But again, I hope Kamala win. But I don't know. It's something about Kamala I just don't like. Maybe it's the way she presents herself on TV. But again, when I got away, the lesser of two evils. Come on, man. It's going to be tough to vote for Donald Trump. But you guys out there, at least vote, man. At least vote. If you tell yourself, you know what, I'm not going to vote, then it's going to be tough because your vote matters. Your vote counts. But speaking of counting, man, my guy Sully, clap it up for my guy Sully. Stories with Sully is back in full effect. Sully sent in a voicemail. Again, like these voicemails, I don't listen to them beforehand because I simply like to respond in real time. I like my opinions to be organic. But I seen a voice message come through from that boy Sully. So normally I would save this for later in the show, but we gonna get to this shit right now. Sully, what's going on? Talk to me. Stories with Sully live on that.
Brand new LCP.
From Chatter Pod, got a question for you, man. I kind of feel like you're going to hit the boo button on me at some point during this question. Because anytime I do some shit that could be avoided, you always give me the boo button. So just go ahead and get it out your system now. Go ahead and hit the boo button.
Matter of fact, since Sully think I'm a boo, let's get the boo out the way, bitch. Let's get back to it.
The question. But Here it is. So if two friends, a guy and a woman, who have not seen each other for a long time, and both are in relationships that they know about, get lunch together, should the woman expect for the guy to pay at the end of the lunch? Should the woman expect for the guy to pay? So I asked this question because here I am.
Now, before I continue, I'm going to pause it right now because he said if a guy and a woman who are just friends, have not seen each other in a while, and they get lunch, should the guy be expected to pay? Me, my opinion, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because you're not my woman. I don't give a fuck if you're a woman, you a lady. I don't give a fuck if we not together and we decide to go get lunch together. Don't look at me and expect me to pay simply because I am a man. Now, have I paid before when I've gone out to lunch with a female friend? Of course. But don't look at me and expect me to pay simply because I am a man. Ladies, every man in the world does not owe you everything. If I'm in Kroger, I'm in Publix, and I'm behind you in line and you paying for your food simply because I am a man, if your card get declined, don't look back at me and expect me to pay simply because I am a man in line. And I say that because the times we live in now, people just look at, oh man, you the man, you got to do. No. I do that for my woman. I do that for my partner. I'll do that for my mama. I'll do that for my son. But if we are friends and we simply go out to have lunch, make sure you got your money just in case I decide to not pay. But let's dive back in. Sully, come on. Hope you ain't make a mistake, my brother.
Walking around Lenox Mall, I got a girl, but she's not with me at the time. And I see an old friend like from college. Ain't seen her in like maybe 5 or 6 years or so. So, we're chatting. I mean, it's nice. We're catching up. We're friends, right? And I know just from Instagram that she has a boyfriend. But I still asked her to hit lunch right quick. And so while we're getting lunch, we're catching up, right? She's talking about her boyfriend for a bit. I'm talking about my girlfriend for a bit, like the pictures we're posting and everything. So, I mean, it's pretty clear that we're both kind of happy in our respective relationships and life is going good, right? It was good to see an old friend. Now, during this time, though, after I asked this woman to get lunch, I just got my food and some water. She ordered 2 drinks, a hookah, and her food.
Damn.
Right? Of which, every time the guy would come over, the server would ask, hey, you want a drink? Nah, sir, I'm not drinking. I'm just here for lunch. Right? I would say stuff like that. So the check comes around, and I say, hey, this needs to be split. She flipped out about that. Nigga, you asked me to lunch. You supposed to pay. And I'm thinking, hold on. You just been...
Sully. See, now I see why you wanted me to boo you first. Because like I said, nothing you did is wrong. This is not your woman. Nothing you have done up until this point is wrong. But the mistake you made was not realizing that, again, this is a woman in 2024 who has a phone. She has Instagram, so she scrolls, which means she has now adopted the standards of this new age era we live in now. You the man. You the breadwinner. You masculine. Be a man. You got to pay. Every woman out here who scrolls all fucking day, who goes to the blogs, who follows these fucking reality shows, sadly, about 8 times out of 10, she is going to have that mindset, which is very detrimental. But bitch, you got a man. She has a man. Text your man, hey man, hey baby, send me some money real quick. You have a fucking man. Matter of fact, Sully, I take my booze back. She need to text her fucking man and don't look at you to pay. I don't give a fuck if you ask her to 5 lunches, bitch. So Sully, my bad. I take my booze back and I'm going to give you some hand clapping. Sorry, I take my... How dare I boo Sully for simply being a good guy, trying to have lunch and catch up with an old friend real quick? Because we know as adults, sometimes you don't get to see people as you used to. Between working, as you said, relationships, and simply going through life. So to sit down with an old friend, catch up, come on, girl. looking at my man Sully to pay, but stop it. But let's dive back into the last part of the voice message, because I'm going to get mad right now. I'm going to find out who this bitch was, and I'm going to get mad right now. But Sully, come on. Finish talking to your boy.
I spent my time talking about my girl. Why do you feel like I should have to pay for you? Because you asked me to lunch. Okay, all right, let's say I give you that. I'll pay for the lunch. What makes you think it's okay for two people that are in a relationship to be out drinking together and I'm expected to cover the tab? Like, I think it's a bit messed up for her to feel like I should have had to pay for her 2 drinks and hookah. Again, I did not drink and I did not smoke any of the hookah. She even asked me if I wanted a hookah. I said no. She ordered it anyway and then expected for me to pay for the entirety of the meal, or the entirety of us hanging out. Ended up being $99, after gratuity. Do you think that's right or wrong? Am I tripping for feeling like I should not have had to pay for that?
Like I said, man, to my guy Sully, first of all, man, I want to apologize to you for even giving you the boo without knowing the full context of the story, man, because nothing you said is wrong. You should not be obligated to pay. But like I said, the mistake you made was that, like I said, any woman out here who has a phone and scrolls on her phone the entire day, oftentimes her mindset is going to be, you need to pay for me simply because I bring a vagina to the equation. Like I said, we are in new times. We are in a space to where it don't even feel like Earth no more. It feel like we live in a whole different planet, a completely different solar system. So I want to take a second, man. I want to dive into some new music. My guy B.O.B. You guys out there remember B.O.B. He was a hit maker. He was an artist that was popular about a decade ago, probably before, I know, when I was in college, but B.O.B. still puts out great, amazing music now that flies under the radar. B.O.B. released a new project on August 16th entitled Space Time. He's independent now. He's no longer signed to a major label. So what I want to do right now, I want to take a second. I want to play a song off that project before I dive into some more shit, man. We got Judge Mathis. We got Money Long. They going through divorces. We got the story of a black woman who was fired via HR. So I want you guys to listen. So it's a lot to get to, man. She recorded the whole phone call that she had with HR, where it detailed the reason for firing her. And I want you guys to tell me, was HR fucked up? Or was they okay with what they told her after firing her? But before that, again, this song is called He Who Remains. It is the intro song off of B.O.B.'s latest project, Space Time. Like I said, he's independent. He flies under the radar, but B.O.B. is still consistently dope. He puts out great music. This is He Who Remains, new B.O.B.
Okay, and now to our #1 trending story.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
People are posting online saying that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall, shadowy aliens.
I'm never gonna tell my wife how tall I am because she doesn't know.
Read all you want, but remember, no aliens.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Brand new LCP.
Big backs, snapbacks. Welcome back, it's been a minute. Feel like it's been a century. Feel like I just got back from the year 2050. See, really, I didn't miss it. See, everything was simplistic and all the women were perfect with BBLs on those Ozempic. I just shifted dimensions. I visited every future. I witnessed every prediction. From science to fiction, I'm highly indifferent. Sometimes I conspire to say goodbye to this whole entire existence. I thought I was suicidal. I was simply confined. Too much for me to see high enough for me to see high. I snatched her soul, she on her toes, no podiatrist. Thought I was Irish, how I killed it up, hyped it up. Said I'm on Pluto, I'm on Mars, I'm gon' walk. The Gucci on in my leg, I get too strong. I do not want you around me if you too high. But that head go Cobra Kai, she like Medusa. She brought that water park to the 10th floor. Nothing but some miles and a change call. My type of innuendo, and everything we do is confidential. Ice cap melting and I can't help it. The ocean rising, shit I like shellfish and you, wow. Shit, you sound real helpless. The climate forever changes, but I'm not desperate. Desperately reaching out, people kept piecing out. I'm like, damn, is it me? Do it seem like I'm reaching for something? Like a nigga need the clout? I got M's to make, no friends to make, no Tinder dates, nothing. Natural or BBL, I don't discriminate. They don't know who I'm is, what it is that I'm after. Is he a persecuted rapper? Black ball for whipping the slave master? Or is he the archetypal nigga? Messianic figure, Grammy nominated, or somewhere in the middle. Travel through time like I'm Trunks, travel through time like I'm Trump. Let Adam and Eve hit the blunt. Can't take my mind off of Palestine. In my Abbott Elementary is what I smoke, roll up a Philly a blunt. Told the janitor clean up the residue, told the principal let's get some lunch. She brought that water park to the 10th floor. Nothing but some miles and a change call. My type of innuendo, and everything we do is confidential. Ice cap melting and I can't help it. The ocean rising, shit I like shellfish. Ice cap melting and I can't help it. The ocean rising, shit I like shellfish.
Like I said, man, that is that brand new B.O.B. You guys go to your favorite streaming platform and stream that new B.O.B. Again, that project is entitled Space Time. Dropped August 16th. Clap it up for that new B.O.B. Now, to get away from that, man, Judge Mathis, we all know Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis was my grandma's favorite judge, was my mama's favorite judge, and he was my favorite TV judge growing up. Judge Mathis is known for calling damn near everybody a crackhead. You know you're a crackhead. You like a crackhead. You got a crackhead, mama. You got a crackhead. Like, he was the crackhead judge. Like, if we had to pick Judge Mathis' favorite word, it was crackhead. But now, his favorite word, or words rather, it's probably, I'm trying to get my wife back. Judge Mathis recently had a report come out that he and his wife are divorcing after 39 years. God damn. Well, his wife filed for divorce, but Judge Mathis, he was caught by TMZ at the airport, and he said he is trying to get his wife back because his wife filed for divorce due to what he believes as him neglecting her within their marriage. Now, it kind of alludes to maybe some infidelity, which he doesn't publicly admit to. All he says is that some of his actions can lead to someone believing that there was infidelity. But let's dive into what Judge Mathis had to say. Like I said, he was caught at the airport. Come on, baby. Judge Mathis, what's going on with you and your wife? Tell me what's going on. Speak to me.
With news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say to other men, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. You see how I'm here at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back to July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out
with news of the separation,
going out into another city, but I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully,
I want to clap it up. I want to clap it the fuck up because a lot of men and women now, especially now in this new social media age, they are too prideful to even admit, hey, I want to save my relationship. So the fact that he can even publicly admit, I want my wife back, I'm not moving on. To me, that's step one, because like I said, no matter what he did, like 39 years with one person, again, that's 39 years married. I'm sure that they were together even more before marriage even happened. So you have been with one person. Well, you know, we what we hope was one person, but they have been together as a couple for basically over 40 years. Like, to move on and try to start over when you are in your 50s and 60s, it's not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. So like I said, man, we're going to clap it up for Judge Mathis, man. I don't care if he cheated, if he didn't cheat. That is something that they have to work out amongst each other. But like I said, the fact that they both probably in their 60s. So to move on and start over in your 60s, it's not easy. Like, the dating field, it's tough now when you're 20, when you're 30, because everybody walks around with this social medialized mindset to where it's even tough and exhausting having regular conversations with people. So Judge Mathis, his wife, try to work it out, man. But somebody who said she is done trying to work it out now, sang a Money Long. You guys might not know the name, but y'all know the song. I can't play the song because she is signed to a major label, but Money Long, that is M-U-N-I, Long. She recently dropped a new project, and she came out and said that she ended her 9-year marriage to a man named Rayshawn Hairston. She says, I do not have time for nonsense. Now, I hate when couples, especially young couples, announce their divorce or their separation, because a lot of times, especially when it pertains to women, they always say, you know, I found myself. I put myself at the bottom for so long. Like, okay, come on. Because I hate when people say that, because the whole time they claim they put themselves last, they jump on social media, and the whole time they have been posting these beautiful, loving pictures. Oh my God, I chose the perfect person. I'm the luckiest person in the world. Like, these are things that people tell you when they want to get the likes, when they want to get the validation. But as soon as the relationship ends, I put myself last for so long. So, like I said, I'm not sure if that's the case here. But like I said, she got a new project dropping, and she announced the end of her marriage after 9 years. But this is some of what she had to say before we get to rest in peace and the condolences to the legendary, the iconic Fat Man Scoop. But Money Long, talk to me.
What I know. But this is the first time I'm putting my real life in it. Like, it's no secret. Mm-hmm. I've been married for 9 years, and it just didn't work out. You know, it's like, again, like what I was saying, I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for nonsense. This is one of the most amazing times in my life. And if you can't celebrate that with me, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to leave you behind. Like, I cannot.
Right. I gotta,
you know what I'm saying?
This is where we depart.
Like, you wake up every day mad. There's literally nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, we have a beautiful child. We're good. Like, we might owe some bills, but everybody has that.
Everyone.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you want to talk to my wife?
Is good.
There's a few things wrong on this side.
Yeah, and I think also too, like, I think it takes incredible strength to realize, like, this was the love of my life at one point, mm-hmm. and he probably could be really good for me if he got it together. But I'm not willing to talk about what I know, my life and my passion and my mm-hmm. happiness on hold for you to catch up.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, you might get it in a year, but sorry, I'm probably already.
With men, we take a little longer maturing.
Like I said, man, I want to clap it up for her being open and honest about that. But I don't like her jumping online. I don't like her jumping in a radio interview and just putting that out there, because, like she said, in a year from now, we might kind of rekindle or like whatever the fuck she said. But I don't like that. Like, a relationship, a marriage is between two people. You guys are having an issue, where you seen Going back to Judge Mathis and his wife, she recently filed for divorce. Now, as we all know, like when couples break up or when people file for divorce, everything can be rescinded. People can talk about it and people can rekindle and get back together. But getting back together is often very hard and it's more difficult, especially when you publicly blast somebody. Like I said, if I'm in a relationship and we break up and now there's a chance that we can get back together, but now this person jumps online and, John is trash. John is garbage. I hate him. He's the worst man. Then the chances of us even rekindling is kind of slim to none after that, because now you done bashed me amongst your friends, amongst your family, and now I'm supposed to come back out, be around you, knowing how you view me. But now to segue from that, man, the death of legendary, iconic, you guys have heard his voice in many songs as we did growing up, from Sierra to Mariah Carey to Missy Elliott. Man, Fat Man Scoop has been a legendary staple, especially anybody out there who was born and raised in New York City. As you're taking the train, as we used to walk outside back in the day, lunchrooms, people dancing, get light, just his voice was iconic, especially when it comes to you dancing, moving your body. Man, Fat Man Scoop tragically passed away, man. He was on stage performing, and ironically, his last 3 words before he collapsed was "make some noise." And it's sad, but it's also scary at the same time, because one of my biggest fears is passing out or having, we don't know what it was, but I would assume he had a massive heart attack. That's scary, man, because his incident happened at a live show and he didn't make it. So I think about somebody like myself. I'm only 35 years old, but of course, I kind of think about, is my health where it needs to be? Because I live by myself, and watching him go through that on stage in front of a live crowd, getting help almost immediately and still not making it. I could only imagine how things would be for me if, God forbid, something happened to me in my place by myself. So it kind of makes you think about your own mortality, because 53 is not old. 53 is not old, especially now in the day and age we live in. 53 is young. You got people like Bill Bellamy, you got Nas, you got LL Cool J, people who are around the same age. Now, of course, these people have kept themselves in better shape, but we don't know oftentimes what's going on health-wise underneath our body. Things can happen based on family history, or something might just trigger something that we never knew could happen. But like I said, this quick news clip as they detail the collapse and death of rapper Fat Man Scoop. And we're going to cover this more in depth on a future episode, man, because everything is new right now regarding his passing. So I do want to say R.I.P.
We have sad news to report tonight. Isaac Freeman III, better known as rapper Fat Man Scoop, has died. The rapper and hype man collapsed while on stage performing in Connecticut yesterday. Medics rushed him to the hospital after they tried to render aid to the rapper on stage. On Instagram, his family posted, "The world lost a radiant soul, a beacon on stage and in life." Over the course of his career, Fat Man Scoop worked with many artists, including Portsmouth native Missy Elliott. His cause of death is unknown at this time. Fat Man Scoop was 53 years old.
I want to give applause for his life, man. 53 years old, to have his legacy, his impact, and his iconic status in the world is amazing. Like I said, man, he was he was married in the past. I believe he was the father of 2. So he was more than just Fat Man Scoop. Isaac was a man who was beloved and honored by many, from his family, from friends, to people like me and fans all over the world. So more hand claps, man, for Fat Man Scoop. Like I said, his death comes as a shock, because in a time now where we love to see artists, especially from my era, grow old and get lifetime achievement awards and be recognized like while they are here. Like, it sucks, man, because I'm sure at award shows now he's going to be honored, but it's going to be honored after death, and while that is still great. We getting old, man. And like I said, man, that's kind of where I want to leave this episode. The fact that as we get older, take care of yourself. Go to the doctor. Just try to be as active as you can, whether it be hiking, staying active, doing cardio, going to the gym. Just do what you can within the confinements of what you can control, and just try to live a great, healthy life. That's why I tell people all the time, man, I know people around my same age who are having issues with their liver because of heavy drinking. People who are having issues with their lungs because of smoking and heavily using hookah. It's a lot of issues that we go through that people don't think about because they have this mindset of, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But no, like, let's all plan to be here for a long time while still having that good time. So like I said, man, you guys who stay showing love, stay supporting your boy, the LCP. I promise this month I'm going to be more consistent with dropping episodes, man. But a lot be going on in personal life, man. I be exhausted. I be tired over here. Like I said, I record, edit, master the episodes. I do it all in-house by myself. But like I say, you guys out there, man, who want to support even more, my Cash App is $NYC Story 718. My Venmo is Lunchroom Chatter Pod. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy. This is that.
Brand new LCP.
A matter of fact, bring it back one time. So before I really get out of here, I forgot to cover the black chick who was fired from her job, and she published her phone call that she had with HR on her TikTok. Now, let me say right now, if you have a job and you have to be at work at 6 a.m., that means 6 a.m. I know in black people time, in black culture, 6 a.m. means 6:15, 6:20. No. Those standards are for fucking kiddie jobs. If you are a grown-ass adult, I mean you are 20, 21, 22, you have to show up on time, because showing up on time, that sets a good standard in relation to how you probably are going to be once you get your first real job outside of college or your first real job in general. Now, when you're 16, you're working at Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, wherever the fuck you working as a young teen. If you fucking sweeping up here at the barbershop and you show up, 5-10 minutes late, I don't approve of that, because I believe that you should show up on time, or you should show up at least 10 to 15 minutes before your scheduled start time. Now, it's some adults who still don't understand, hey, if you got to start at 8, you should probably be there at about 7:45 to give yourself time. That's why when you're driving to work, you see people rushing in traffic, cutting people up, honking their horn, because they leave at the same time every fucking day, even though that same time consistently makes them late. Leave a little bit earlier. Give yourself more time. But like I said, man, I want to dive into this quick video. And again, you guys can send voicemails in relation to, do you think HR was right? Or do you think HR could have gave her a little bit of leeway and let her keep her job?
Okay, can you, I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah. Hi, Tatiana. This is, Shelly from HR.
From HR, okay. No, I don't remember you, but what's going on?
Well, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago about your absenteeism and tardiness.
Okay.
Do you know what time you have to be clocked in at work?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, on 7/18, you clocked in at 6:12.
Wow.
We had a discussion about that.
12 minutes.
Yeah, but, they're waiting on you to be there, clocked in and ready to work at 6.
Okay.
So your employment is really going to be terminated as of today, because also on 7/28, you clocked in at...
Now, I want to pause for a second, man, because we all know these type of people. Like you show up to work and you fucking working, and now you working your ass off for about 20, 30 minutes, especially depending on the type of job you got, because somebody else is late. And then a person that's late show up and don't do shit. They show up, they still got to get prepped. Now, I worked with women in the past. They show up, now they still got to finish their makeup. Bitch, you ain't finished your makeup before you left the fucking house. Like when you show up, when you clock in, you should be ready to work. You should not clock in and now you got to get prepared. So that's what Donald Trump meant probably when he said black jobs. To me, a black job is a job to where you walk in and the majority of the workforce at that particular job is black. Now, I've been there. Like I said, I haven't had the best experiences with that because folks show up late. They clock out when they want. Lunch break is an hour. Sometimes they take an hour and a half. Oh, I got stuck in traffic. Bitch, next time, bring your lunch or don't go nowhere that's fucking far to where now you got to get stuck in traffic. So now I'm working my fucking ass off until you get back. And now you get back and now you want to be fucking lazy.
21 minutes.
Yes, that's 21 minutes of company time.
But I still work though. Like I still like. Why didn't y'all tell me that today when I was just at work?
Because I handle all the HR, so they wanted me to call you because we had that discussion. Remember about?
And that was the day that I let my. All right, keep going.
So you were also on 8/8. You clocked in at like 6:32.
That was it. Okay, so I let my cousin use my car the night before and.
We don't got to hear no more of that bullshit. But like I said, man, you guys can hit my Instagram at Lunchroom Chat Apart, or you guys can click the link in any episode description. Send in a voicemail. If you worked at HR, and let's say there was a young lady, a young man that was 19 or 20 years old, and they kept consistently showing up to work late, let's say about 5 to 6 times, they clocking in 6:30, 6:40, 6:10. But the part that you guys did not hear was the fact that on her birthday, she was a no call, no show. And her response was, it was my birthday. I did not want to work on my birthday. So if you was the head of HR, would you give somebody who was 19 or 20, would you give them some grace, or would you give them a really bold introduction into the workforce and say, you're fired, bitch? Get your shit and get the fuck out. Again, let me know on my IG, Lunchroom Chat Apart, or send in a voice message by clicking the link in any episode description. Now this time I'm really leaving. Clocking out, baby. LCP, thanks for stopping by the Lunchroom. We out this bitch.
Brand new LCP.